shit black, 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 black like.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, it's your girl. I'm back and I'm so excited. Yeah, as you guys can see by the title of this video, I will just be telling you guys and just sharing some tips and tricks that one could mainly not just tricks and because it isn't really like a book to say this is how things are done and this is how things should, you know, there isn't like a guide on how things should go when you're a stylist, but there are certain things that you need to know and certain things that you need to identify and certain skills that you need to acquire to maintain your longevity and to maintain your career as a fashion stylist, as a stylist in general. So what triggered this topic was basically I kept on getting DMs on Instagram like, hi girl, how do I become a virtual stylist? How do I become a personal stylist? Please give me some tips on how I can, you know, those type of DMs. And then there's this one that really like stood out to me, and I think this is what this whole video is going to be based on. And then just like answering the question, I already answered the girl, guys. I already answered her, so I gave her like my own perspective. So I really thought it'd be dope for me to share it here, since I haven't really spoken about a lot of things styling. So I want to really get back into that and to just see how you guys receive that type of advice. Because yeah, to be honest, I really never had a lot of references. I had to really look for things outside of South Africa, how things are done in terms of styling, how you can invoice, how you can charge in terms of rates. So I'm so excited to be unveiling, if you can say that, just like sharing my experiences and certain things that I've learned and I'm still learning throughout my journey as a stylist. So the question says, hey, I'd really love to become a virtual and personal stylist. Could you help me with some tips and tricks that helped you become one? Okay, so that's a big chunk, because especially if you're not really, what can I say, especially when you see it, it's like, how can I become a model? I want to become a model, and there's a lot of things that models do as well, and there's different types of models, there's different types of modeling, so the same applies to styling. So I think there's more or less 4 categories that styling falls under, or the different types of styling. I'll put them up here, but then in no particular order. I'm just going to be naming the ones that I know of and the ones that stand out for me. So there's fashion styling, there's editorial styling, there's personal styling, and I think there's commercial styling. Listen to the terms of it. It can become very overwhelming when you're trying to figure out what you really want to do in terms of styling and creating your own signature in styling, because some people, you can see the type of angles they go for, the type of work that they do, and then you can tell what type of stylist they are. So for example, you get your B Diamond, you can see that she's very editorial and she's very fashion styling. So that includes as well music videos, that includes styling editorial shoots for like brands, commercial styling as well. And yeah, so basically the first step that I would advise anybody that would like to go into styling is to find out why do you want to be a stylist. What is it that you're passionate about with styling? Because sometimes in the fashion industry, or in the fashion spectrum, if I can say it in that way, especially with fashion design and styling and everything that falls really under the umbrella of fashion, it's really sometimes hard to determine what you really want to do, and if that's really what you want to do, or is it just what is available. So for example, I can take my own experience as an example. When I started falling in love with fashion, I did not even think of styling. Like, I was 16 years old and I was attending fashion shows with my sister. My older sister's a model. So I was attending fashion shows with my sister, and I was so mesmerized by like how the designers would like put the clothes together and how they would like model and how they would take pictures. I was so in love with like making clothes and like fabric and all of that. And then I realized Okay, 16 years old, I kept on loving that. I was doing DIYs a lot. I was revamping my own closet. But I only like realized that, oh, the key factor of why I loved fashion was because I loved putting things together. Like my outfits would always look so different. My style, I could see that I had a different sense of style since I was really young. My parents really didn't understand, like when we would go shopping for stuff, I would choose the weirdest stuff, or I'll just choose something that's like, I don't think that would work. And then when I wear it, my parents are like, oh, that actually looks nice. That looks decent, you know? So I only started picking up slowly that I didn't love clothes in terms of like designing clothes. I had a sewing machine. I still have a sewing machine. I went for, when I was 19, I went for a course for sewing, and I was sewing trades, and I was so interested. And I realized that, nah, man, like, I don't dig the process of sitting with something and cutting patterns and making patterns and then like putting them together. Like, I was not, it didn't trigger anything in me. It was just a thing of like, okay, that's nice. I wasn't feeling fulfilled, and I wasn't feeling any sense of passion. So in the beginning, it's very good to do your research and also explore so that you are able to see that this is what I love. Because you can sometimes say, yeah, I want to do fashion, but the only thing that's accessible or the only thing that is knowledgeable in the fashion industry is fashion design. So everybody gravitates to that, not knowing that maybe they're meant to be stylists, maybe they're meant to be textile, experts. You know, there's so many careers in the fashion industry, and it's so sad that those ones are not really spoken about a lot. And I get it. I mean, especially in South Africa, it's not really a big thing. Whereas when I was doing my research for styling, I used to be so fascinated by how UK stylists used to go work, and American stylists, how they used to work, how most people have so like the opportunities to be an intern in the UK or in the US as a fashion stylist is so good. Like, you get paid, you're working on set, you're working on Hollywood artists, you're assisting. It's like the space, there's so much. It's taken seriously, that's all I can say. The industry understands the importance of styling and what styling really is, you know. And I always tell people that styling is not about being able to put together cute outfits. Yes, it is styling if you look at it. Like, yes, I'm putting together 2 outfits that I might possibly wear. That's the style. But styling is just, like, when you listen to the word styling, it's very just broad, you know. Whereas the job that is actually assigned to a stylist is very different. So one of the biggest tips that I would say, first, like I said, research, and 2, once you start doing the research that you need and tap into like exploring into what you could be possibly good at, maybe making clothes, maybe I don't know, writing, to be honest, fashion writing, anything, you know what I mean? Like, I only later on started to feel that, no, I actually, because I started doing poetry and writing and whatnot, and I was like, I am actually a fashion writer, like a fashion blogger. I love fashion. Anything that is any controversial topics, I will write about it, trends. It starts feeling, you know, it starts feeling natural to me. So yeah, do your research, and once you've done your research, start to tap into how you can explore into that research. And then the third one is try to find people locally that share the same career path or that you're inspired by, and then watch them, monitor how they move. Don't be a groupie, don't be a fan, because nobody wants that. And that's the thing people don't understand. When you're in the industry, in the music, might be fashion, whatnot, people need to take it as a job. It's not a thing that's so glamorized, and that's exactly what styling is. People glamorize styling and actually underlook it, because if you look at advertising, you need a stylist. If you're doing an ad, every ad that's ever aired on TV has some sort of fashion consultation or some sort of fashion styling, and that actually like says a lot, you know. Things that we underlook, like, oh no, I'm just the model, da, 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 da. Styling tells a story. It's part of the direction of any campaign, any project, anything, you know what I mean? And if you miss that one thing, could actually mess up the whole thing. It's like a music video that has no direction in terms of styling. Like, let's say it's a Zulu music video, they're in KZN, and all of a sudden there's somebody wearing screw Jordans, and it's like, it's not adding up, you know. There's a way, if the client says, no, I want it to look like a modern Zulu thing, you know, like diamond, what, black diamond type of vibe, that's a different brief. So before I get into the different specifics and different things that you may encounter, one other advice is learn the terminologies. Just like every single job, you don't go to a hospital and a doctor is telling you that, oh no, your legs, they're broken, or like writing it on the report, the legs, they are broken. No, the doctor will say the client has experienced a fractured bone, or there is terminologies that every profession needs, and you also need to know those terminologies. You need to know terminologies like moodboard, brief, just the tip of, like, from the tip of my head, the little things you need to know. Ensemble, you need to know what else, garments. There's certain words that you use, you know, that people in the industry use. Familiarize yourself with that, and because then you're going to spend so much time learning from a distance from people that you admire, and then eventually you will be able to start to create your own portfolio. Because the weirdest thing is for somebody to come to me and say, oh, I want to be a stylist, can you please help me? I don't mind that, but if you're just gonna say, okay, I just want to be a stylist, and then I'm just gonna look at you and say, okay, what am I supposed to do? Do you understand? Like, what do you bring to the table? People really forget professionalism, and that's the most important part of being in the industry. Music, like I keep saying, music, fashion, entertainment, you need to be able to be professional. So once you have that mindset, with all the information that you've acquired, you'll be able to know how to maneuver, like how to send how to send an email or a DM for assistance, to become an assistant. The main thing of being a stylist in the beginning is to always try to get experience. Just like any other job, you need to acquire experience. If you've obviously trying to reach out to somebody that you look up to assist them on their shoots, you need to also have it to also create your own work. Like, my portfolio started with work that I collaborated with, like my sister, or collaborated with people. I DM'd, messaged people, gave them ideas, started to, like, you know, to build a portfolio. My portfolio helped me to gain the confidence to send a message or an email, and that's going to be another video that I'm going to do, how to send an email, how to reach out to different big stylists that you could possibly assist. And once you tap into that, and don't give up. I know it's hard, it's really hard. Sometimes I send like 10 to 20 emails and I only get a response from one, or sometimes none, and then that doesn't stop me from doing it again. Then I just go and I keep sending, and I keep sending, and I keep sending. So just like everything else in life, nothing comes easy. And the only beautiful thing about being interested in something, or being passionate about something, is that you have the perseverance to continue, even though you feel like you can't do it anymore. It's all you know, it's all you want to be. Do you understand? So yeah, so those are the type of tips that that I would give, and finding your identity in what you do, and then you'll be able to see where to take it from there. Now obviously you can see the pandemic really hit us, and a lot of opportunities came out in terms of like virtually, and how things are being done remotely, you know. So how I got into virtual styling was that I looked at the situation. I was like, I tried to sneak here and there to do shoots during COVID. I think I did a couple of shoots during COVID, sneaking out. Really, it was a very strange place to be in, especially when you're in an industry where you feel like you need to go out and to actually do the job. For things to happen, you need to be connected with people, you need to be with people. So virtual styling for me just came across like, I've been looking at the virtual styling of most most of the people in the UK and in Italy and all of that. So I was just really interested. I kept on doing my research, and I realized that, okay, even if we're in lockdown, there are clients that still require service to be done. Right. So I started virtual styling by just looking at the gap and what was needed, like what I could have done as a stylist. And I did that. I did my research, and I saw, okay, cool. Virtual styling can also be like assembling looks, using different apps, and then I'll also do a separate video if you guys want me to show you how I do virtual styling, and how I bring it to life, and like my unique spin on it, etc. So yeah, and then I looked for apps that encourage virtual styling, and I bumped into an app called Dressed. And then, like, I'm not sure if you guys have, obviously if you guys just watched my previous videos, you would see how I styling using Dressed, and it was a good opportunity. I reached out to them. It was a beautiful experience for me, and I did a 30-day challenge. It's something that I really like put on my portfolio, like creator of 30 days of virtual styling. Like, you know, look for where there's gaps and go for it. So I did that, did 30 days looks with them, and I also just did my own personal styling. Yeah, so basically virtual styling is styling from a distance. It's basically what stylists do, just without the sourcing part of it. So sourcing is going out to collect the items that are required. So for example, if a client gives you a brief, right? A brief is like, what can I say? An instruction saying, we're shooting for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola brand colors are white, red, and we would like to add a little bit of black and yeah, so this is how we want it. The storyline is ABCDE. There's a boy of 10 years old. He loves soccer, and there's a mother that loves to cook and bake, and there's a father that works hard, and they go through their day and they work hard, and then they come together, and they're always reunited or connected when they share a sip of Coke. So the client would give me that brief and say, this is it, and this is the type of family, and this is the setting. So as a stylist, I would say, okay, cool. I think the dad, since he's always working but he's still a fun dad, we'll give him a golf t-shirt, and we'll give him formal pants, and we'll work around the color coordinations, and you know what I mean. So they give you the freedom to do that. So with virtual styling, obviously I can't go out to source those materials. I need to go onto the internet and find them. So after finding them, I put them together and I present that to the client. So the client approves of it. The client could advise for a personal shopper to go and pick up certain items, or you could be paid the fee to actually go out and shop for it. So basically that's how I got into it, and then I just started learning, and yeah, so that's a very different, I feel like I have experience in all the different types of styling, because when I started styling, I actually fell in love with editorials. After that, I started research on the trends and what type of materials they are, and that's how I tapped into personal styling as well, saying, okay, cool, because obviously I have that creative directing advantage where I can create a mood board, I can create a brief, I can do a treatment for a music video. So it just kind of like gave me like to say, you know what, there's more to this styling thing. Tap into personal styling, because people would come to me and ask me for advice and ask them for fashion advice. I was like, how about I just do a whole personal styling where I give my consultation and analyze brands and analyze like developing a character, you know what I mean? So taking the artist as a brand and as a character, and I develop that character, analyzing their style pattern, analyzing how their body types. It's also important as a stylist to know such things, because you can't, if they give you a brief and they say this is a 40-year-old woman and she's a size 45, her body shape is triangular or hourglass, you need to be able to complement the body type. As much as you can pick out nice clothes, you need to be able to see how does it complement. So for example, learning things like if you want to make somebody look taller, you need to use stripes that go vertical. But if you want to make somebody look wider that are tall, you can do horizontal line t-shirts. So all of that plays a part in how you put together looks and how I really got into styling. And that I'm gonna be doing story times as well to share with you guys some awkward, nice situations that I've had in the industry, encounters. I'm so excited to be expanding this section of my channel, and I'm so glad that I'm back. And yeah, you're gonna be hearing this voice a lot, and if you're here for this content, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful. I'm very confident about this topic, so if I really sound a lot like too passionate, just know that it's because I am passionate about it and I know what I'm saying. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, if you have any questions, any comments, or anything that you think I've missed, please do leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, that's about it. I hope I was very helpful in this. I hope I was really helpful in making sense. But yeah, see you guys next time.